Good afternoon, everyone. I'm James Crummell. The governor's residence is mostly repaired from an arson attack in April, and the arsonist is serving a long prison sentence. But the saga is not over. Questions continue to smolder over taxpayer-funded upgrades to Governor Shapiro's private residence in Montgomery County, and the mid-state senator is further fanning the flames. Dennis Owens is joining us with that story that continues to heat up. Dennis.
Good afternoon to you, James. Quick recap. Taxpayers have spent $32 million repairing and bolstering security at the state-owned governor's residence in Harrisburg. But there's an additional $1.3 million being spent on the Shapiro's personal home in Montgomery County. Those upgrades were recommended by state police in the wake of the arson attack. Senate committee has subpoenaed documents about the procurement and costs. Taxpayer money for a governor's private home is unprecedented. Senator Kristen Phillips-Hill is introducing a bill to put a lien on any private property that's been upgraded with state taxpayer funds. That money would be paid back upon sale or transfer of the property. Hill says taxpayers need to be protected. Shapiro insists his family deserves to be protected, as proven by that arson attack, and says Senate Republicans are playing politics.
That's pretty shameful to try and score a cheap political point at the expense of my family's safety, but that speaks to their character, not mine. I think it is sad that we live in a world where a governor or any other elected official needs to fortify their home in order to keep their kids safe.
Certainly, we all want the governor and his family, regardless of their partisan affiliation, to be safe. That's why we have a governor's mansion. But this, to my constituents, is just not acceptable. So, there's the question about what do you do in the long term? Many of us don't believe that this comports with existing law. But if the money's going out the door, how do we make taxpayers whole?
Now, the governor says he did seek guidance from the Ethics Commission, but there's also questions about that. Senate Republicans have subpoenaed documents and emails. They want a timeline and have insinuated that the work had begun on the private property and money spent before the Ethics Commission was consulted. James, that will play out, but the bottom line is that the arson attack was a pretty dark chapter in PA politics, but it doesn't seem the book will totally close on that anytime soon.
Dennis, it's kind of a commentary. After the arson attack happened, something like this happens, everyone comes together, and then, it's that moment of everyone being on the same page. Then a couple months later, politics comes right back into play, and everyone's back on their sides again.
And almost every story you do now, Governor Shapiro is running for re-election, right, next year. He's a very popular governor, so say the polls, and Republicans know they've got to try to find areas where they can maybe find some things. Not saying politics is playing a role in this, but almost everything that happens, because it's an election year for a governor, that has to be considered as well.
It will always be viewed through that lens, no matter what, especially as we get closer to the election. All right, Dennis Owens, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27, and we're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the home page, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.